Alright, so the last thing we need to do on this hand now is just go through and kind of smooth out what we can with either the metal tool or the wood tool. And then also you want to go through and kind of define these fingers just a little bit better. Just like that. And then it's a good time to get out your orange smoothing gel. And just put a tiny, tiny drop on the tip of your little filbert brush. This one is a 0 or a number 2 is a great size for this more intricate work. Okay, and then we'll do the fingernails. I like to use the flat metal tool for this because the one end is just perfect. And I'm just kind of pressing, and then kind of sliding up the side a bit. Okay, so just like that. Then you just repeat for all the others, and then you can use your little brush to kind of go through and make sure it has a nice ending. And then since this is a man hand rather than a delicate little fairy hand, you might want to pull up and then just kind of go across the top so we actually have a well manicured little nail there. Alright, so then repeat for the rest of the fingers. Alright, there's our hand, and a ball stylus is a good tool to kind of use here at the bottom where the knuckles are. And then on this side, you can see how it's gotten kind of squished a bit. So what I need to do now is take my metal tool again and just kind of gently redefine those shapes. And then we want to have this separation, the palm and the fingers. And then we can go through and about every third just kind of make your kind of finger bend marks. Just like that. And then I'm going to go over mine with a bunch of the orange goop, just going to smooth everything out a bit better. Kind of move this palm up a little bit, just whatever adjustments you need to make it look as it should, and then you can look at your own finger for the lines and just draw them out as well. Alright, and so on the palm you want to kind of have a centered pressed in part here, and then it kind of bows out again where the thumb is, and then kind of out again on the outside of the hand. And then to make your lines, you can just take one across and one down the middle like that. And then I did all my brushwork on this one now with a size 4 filbert as well, just when I'm covering a larger area like that. I do the detail work with a tiny one and then the larger work with a larger brush. So now the last thing we need to do is add 3 little circles here for his buttons. Alright, so we have 3 little buttons on each arm like that. They look like they're a little bit smaller than these main ones on his chest. And then my client didn't want these extra little spots and stuff on it, extra little decorations, so I didn't put them on. So I'll just make 3 little balls. I'm just going to get a little snake of clay, roll it out, and then once it's in a little snake shape, then I just take my X-Acto knife and just cut little bits off of it. And then I'll use those as the buttons. So what I did is just roll out this little snake, and then I kind of cut off the ends because they aren't as uniform in size as the rest. But then basically I just take little bits like this and just kind of get them all the same size. That's what I've done here already. And then I just take each one and pick it up and make a little ball shape out of it. So you're working with a circle. And then you can kind of just play around with it a little bit. Then I just kind of keep tapping it until it's in place. Then if it looks too big, you can just take it off, do it again, or like with this one, I'll probably just squish the first one a little bit more so they're the same size. And then I just need to add a third one, and that's all there is to it. All right, so there they are, and then I actually just took my ball stylus and kind of pressed down on each one to kind of give it more of a buttony shape on the inside there too. So now I just repeat it for the other arm, and then we'll be done with the buttons. All right, and since this arm was a little bit baked before I added these buttons, I'm going over it with just a little bit of the liquid translucent Sculpting. Just right over the buttons too, just so they're kind of adhered a little bit better. I can do this again in a later baking if I need to. But there we go. So we've got both arms here and ready to bake them.